Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My spiritual name is Gentle Thunder, a name that was given to me by the ancestor spirits in Sedona, Arizona in the year 2016. I want to share with you some transcripts that came through as a channeling through different crystal skulls. And these transcripts started in 2015. Now, I have been a temporary guardian for a couple of skulls. There have been skulls that came to me in dream time, and also just skulls that belong to or were traveling with others that spoke to me. At that time, I'm going to say I was a clear channel for them, and they entrusted me with certain information. I have shared these transcripts numerous times with individuals, but at that time I don't feel or believe that most of the general public was ready for this information and knowledge at the time. I'm going to read these 3 transcripts to you and let you decide and see if your heart resonates with what I'm about to read to you. And even if it doesn't, that's okay too. So, with that said, here we go. So the first transcript, the skull's name is Two Worlds, and he tells the story of the underwater people. And this channeling came through around the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of April 2015, at which was the time of the blood moon lunar eclipse in Libra. Here we go. We lived under the sea upon the watery floor of our mother the earth. We lived in a colony of sparkling cities, spread across the ocean bed like a scattering of iridescent shells. Our houses were made of glass and crystal, bonded with a glittering metal brought from the stars. It was a place of incomparable beauty that twinkled under the rays of starlight that beamed down to us through the waves. Our cities were impeccably planned, precisely sited on the path of our original home, mapped to the constellations in the sky, the galactic portal of our ancestors' birth. Our dear brother, the blue-black crystal skull, Two Worlds, who is with you now, holds the key to our location and displays our stellar origins for you to acknowledge. This way, we are not forgotten. Each dot on his surface represents our homes, and in this way, us, and reflects back to our origins in the other world, the galactic core. Ascended via the sun, through the stars of the Milky Way, your original world also. Our earthly world was once peaceful, a place of great beauty, a paradise, calmed by the gently lapping waves above us. Our intentions were pure and aligned with the source when we created our temples, but we made a grave error. We also created divisions within our society, one of which was a priestly elite, a royal caste who lived separately from the rest of us. This action was necessary at the time, for we felt compelled to guard our mysteries. But secrecy bred resentment and suspicion, and the motivations of some changed, and the separation between us became more distinct. This rift ultimately caused a split in our worlds, which was to rip through our whole reality. Our division sealed our doom, to be finally reflected in the most tragic separation of them all, the reverberating across eons of time, never to be healed. Two Worlds represents this split, his dark lines showing where our reality was broken into two, hence his name. When the shift occurred, the earth cracked open, thrusting one piece of our land up to the surface and plunging the other back into the sea. The explosion ripped through our settlements, smashing our temples and houses and throwing us into the water. Only a small group of brothers and sisters survived on the surface. The rest were cast to their deaths to the bottom of the sea. Our brothers and sisters were now truly separated. Our formal social organization now mirrored in our terrible physical reality. The demise of our separated family was so horrific, the trauma so acute, that their souls became stuck in limbo, fixed to the underworld, sand burying their bodies, layer upon layer like a sludgy cement, until after many eons they became eternally entombed, forever to be reunited with their kin. We are those lost and forgotten souls. We have come through 2 worlds to ask you to help to release us. It is now the time to return us to our true home beyond the stars. Dear sisters and brothers, you all have an important job to do at this time of change. Your own world is in crisis because the people have again separated, and in their panic and self-interest have ignored those souls, those lost souls, who are stuck between worlds. We are not the only ones who have been forgotten in the oceans of time. There are many other souls trapped here in the underworld that need your acknowledgement and assistance. Dear brothers and sisters, do not forget us. We are all waiting here, calling out on the wind across the waters. We know you have heard our calls. In your visions, you have seen our tears. Do not forget us. Please pray us all back to the source, to the galactic core, our true home of light, so that we may all have peace. So this was a transmission that came through a skull by the name of 2 Worlds in that timeline I said in April 2015. The city in the sea, that would be Lemuria. And the channeling came through the skull to me so that I could share this information and knowledge with all of you. For those of you who remember Lemuria, those of you who came from Lemuria, I'm sure you will understand the message here, as well as what is happening upon Mama Gaia right now in these times. I believe these transmissions, these transcripts, will make even more sense now than they have over the last 5 years of me sharing this information. So the next transmission that came through was, let's see, well, the title is The Underwater People Tell the Story of the New World. And this was transmitted with Lady Jaguar, and my spirit name at the time was Mayan Butterfly. And this came through on the day out of time and the start of Venus retrograde, which was July 25th, 2015. Like the rising sun bursting over the horizon, shooting brilliant light into all directions, so the world is being born again. We, the underwater people, have also been birthed anew. Our great Mother Ocean, connected to all water across the earth, is becoming stronger, rejuvenated by the ceremony of all those people of the earth who remember her. I'm just getting a little emotional. This is very interesting. I haven't read these transcripts in a while. The ocean clans, The whales, dolphins, sharks are waiting patiently, signaling their brothers and sisters that the time will soon come when their home will be restored to beauty. We, the underwater people, look from beyond, marveling at the regeneration of our former world, saved by the love, songs, and prayers of the people. From our final home in the galactic core beyond the stars, across dimensions beyond time and space, we smile at the change of the earth, the precious jewel that holds so much magnificence. We remember numerous worlds created across eons of time, forming and collapsing, their stories flickering in scenes in front of us like a silent film. Whereas before we saw disaster, we now see wonder, the majesty of worlds forming when then changing, just as humans evolve and change. We see Minka. Minka is the skull that transmitted this story. Minka, the Lemurian whale skull, whose pearl essence features show us a map of an ancient world, her crystal inclusions revealing palosentience and extinct bodies of water, like the Laptus Ocean. Minka holds the key to the story of this antediluvian world and another that is a gift for all. She is the ally to the sacred water, and here to help you merge your worlds. Every world that has ever existed, guiding you through them via the sea of love. We underwater people are forever grateful to our earthly brothers and sisters for delivering us, as we wish to acknowledge all those who assisted in our transfer. Some of us have already returned to your dimension, called to fulfill roles to assist in the shift of the world towards a natural timeline that is aligned with our mother, the earth. So, who are we here? You will recognize us by our attachment to water, to the whale, dolphin, and shark clans, the mermaids and mermen. Sorry, getting emotional again. And when you look into our eyes, you will see the story of the ocean. It is a soothing tale, full of emotion, one that lures you, like the song of the siren, or pulls at your heart, like the haunting call of the humpback whale. But these songs are not the sad songs of ancients, nor the destructive myth of old. They are leading you back to life. The ocean is life. Water is life. Oh, wow. As I cleanse myself with my own tears, a brother of mine once shared with me that the most sacred and holiest of all waters is our own sweat and tears, that we should always bless ourselves with them. I'm more, each time I read the transcripts to you, each time I feel a resonance and a remembrance, and I'm feeling emotional also, I believe, because of what's happening globally, that these channelings, these transcripts that came through, these transmissions, were a prediction. And we are in it now, and we're living what these skulls had shared 5 years ago. So I have one more for you. I'm pretty sure I can get through this one. Whew. This is a message from Zephora, spirit of our Mother Earth. And this transmission came through during the Lionsgate of August 8th, 2015, which was 888. It took a grandmother in spirit, a relative from the ancient past, to link me to you in the present. I am the future Earth, the representative of the natural organic timeline that holds the key to your survival in this incarnation. I am the Earth, Pachamama. From the view of the stars, look at my body. I am vibrant, colorful, and fluid in movement. See the dragon energy lines that swirl around me, my body? These are my ley lines and represent healthy, natural energy. My energy matches my form. I am the new world. The Earth's new land masses are imprinted on me. New world, new divisions, new alignments, and new timelines. Which side will you choose to be on? Or will you discard sides, the old duality, and forge an entirely new path for humanity? Remember that there is a difference between old world duality, which is a battleground of differences, a new world organic polarity, which just means a balance of naturally occurring opposites. Which would you prefer? Butterflies. We're going through a great awakening. There is a change coming, a giant wave of energy that will come through out of the void, through the solar system, and hit the world, hit the earth full on. But do not worry. It is a wave of love, a tsunami of love. It will change everything. It will bring my freedom and yours. Look to the Bermuda Triangle. Underneath this ocean is your ancient homeland, Lemuria. When the wave arrives, she will rise again. Didn't you hear the song of the humpback whale calling off of the coast of Bermuda, singing the song of her return? A new earth, a new land, a new universe. Everything changes full circle. All cycles must finish when they reach 360 degrees, as decreed by universal law. All animals, all humans, every being in nature will be confronted with the fruits of their labor, and in this way will have to atone for any discretions against natural law. By atone, I mean confront. Like holding a mirror of your life in front of your face, the key is relinquish all inappropriate agreements and contracts now. Go back in time and dissolve them. You have the ability to time travel while in conscious form and change anything that does not serve you. I can see that you have all been working hard towards my freedom, like distinguished scientists on a research project called Love. Mother Earth is grateful. Some of you have been monitoring me closely like a doctor with a stethoscope, listening to my heartbeat, taking measurements of my pulse. She can feel my breath, which is love, dissipating across the universe like a beautiful ether. My ether of love has the ability to change worlds, the paths of every being on this planet and beyond. Some also understand that this is worthwhile keeping close to the ground, ear to the soil. They have been treading carefully across my skin, tuning into my organic frequency. Like a seismologist measuring the rumbles of a Hawaiian volcano, that have been tracking my love vibrations. They know that I have so much love for my own creations, including myself, that sometimes it is hard to contain and I burst. My belly spewing lava, my outward expression of love, creating new form. That's how creative I am, and I love all my creations, you included. You are all earthborn. Whether you came in at the beginning of Earth time or dropped in recently from the stars, you had to come through me. Butterflies, there is still so much to do, but I am confident we will succeed. Your brothers and sisters in the sky are watching closely, as the survival of Mother Earth has repercussions for the whole universe. Focus on the future, on co-creating a new Earth, one that recognizes, respects, and honors all beings. Have the courage to be authentic, express yourself, aligning right action with right thought. When the tsunami of love hits, you will be presented with your report card. Have you been doing your homework? Have you dissolved your inappropriate agreements and contracts? The Day of Atonement, what does that mean to you? You love your songs, but are you ready to face the music? You love the ocean, but are you ready for a wave of love? Are you ready for me? Again, these transmissions came through on very auspicious dates in 2015. Many of us, if you want to title us, we have title names such as light workers, light walkers, gatekeepers, earth workers, earth walkers. Reincarnates from Lemuria, Pleiades, Sirius, B, Arcturian, Andromedan, whatever you want to label us. We have all been diligently working since we said yes to coming back to Mother Earth. And over the last few years, I know we all have been working so diligently all the way up until this point. To this day, April 11th, 2020. I find it very interesting that the first transmission came through on April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And here we are almost exactly 5 years into the change and preparing for the change that is already here. So, for now, I leave